American Football Stories.
Welcome to the American Football Stories podcast, brought to you by Coach Paint. Today is December 16th, 2020. My name is Nick Knudsen. My co-host is Robert Parker. On this episode, we'll be joined by Matt Waldman, the creator of Rookie Scouting Portfolio, aka RSP, which focuses on the analysis of talent based on player performance on the field. The Rookie Scouting Portfolio is also available on podcasts. Matt does a great job, has some great guests on there. He also writes for a fantasy football website called The Football Guy. So if you need help with your fantasy football team, we suggest you take a look at Matt's work on The Football Guys today. You also follow Matt on Twitter at Matt Waldman. Matt, welcome to the show. You're a busy man. That's one of the longer introductions I've ever had to give, man.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I love the title of this podcast too. As a matter of fact, I think you've had Sigmund Bloom on in the past, and I've enjoyed. And I remember seeing that. And I go, I really like the name of that pod. That's pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Well, hey, hope you're doing well here as we get close to the holidays. But before we dive in, we're gonna preview the SEC championship game by breaking down some of the key players in the game on the offensive side of the ball. But one of the things I noticed going through your site is that you guys use Coach Paint software on your site. Obviously, Coach Paint is our title sponsor on this podcast here, but I just want to compliment the Coach Paint skills on your videos are among the best that we've seen. We love it. Your videos are fantastic, but what have you gotten out of those videos? How have you felt that Coach Paint's enhanced your highlight clips and allowed you to really reach your audience on a different level?
Well, certainly I have some folks who are helping me with that, and from the Coach Paint perspective, and it's really been night and day, to be honest with you, because a lot of the things that I like to break down are often things that Coach Paint can really capture in a way that it's harder to do without it. I mean, when I talk about where a player could wind up if he makes a certain decision as opposed to the decision he made, what Coach Paint allows you to do is actually visualize that in a way that you don't have to use your imagination. And that's something that, I can show something like, here's Anthony McFarland hitting a crease, and here's what could have happened if he hit it the right way compared to what Frank Gore, even at age 36 or 47 or 74, well, however old he is now, can still hit, and show you maybe or something like Adrian Peterson, and showing what Adrian Peterson at his advanced age can do on a 20-yard run, and the decision that he was going to try and make. And you can see that he was going to try and make it based on him seeing the field the way he did when he was 25, and showing the difference between what would have happened at 25 versus where he is now. It's like being able to show things like that really helps people understand the conceptual feel of what a player is seeing conceptually, but what they can do physically. Or, it helps you also just see multiple things at the same time, what a quarterback's looking at, what he's manipulating versus what's developing and where he's going to go. So it really helps the user understand the story, and it kind of cues it up in a way that makes the field more accessible, as opposed to looking like mass chaos at times for a lot of people.
I'll tell you what, for those of you that need to go check out Matt's website at Rookie Scouting Portfolio, I watched a Nick Chubb video on there where the Coach Paint graphics were incredible, by the way. But you broke down the way he hits holes in his footwork, the different footwork he uses to set up 3 steps down the road, which I watched him on Monday Night Football. I felt like I was watching Nick Chubb on a different level than I've ever watched a running game before after watching that video. I watched that great Ravens-Browns game the other night. Fantastic job on that. Matt points out where his eyes are setting up, where he's looking. He's going to step this way, but if you see he's looking back here to set up the outside linebacker over here. Awesome stuff, and Coach Paint does a great job of illustrating that, doesn't it, Matt?
Oh, absolutely does. It's fantastic that way, because that's the whole thing is, so many people look at certain positions on a level and say, oh, well, it's just instinctive. What these guys do is instinctive. And what you realize when you can break down the game and show it on something like Coach Paint, where they have such a great use of graphics or motion or being able to rewind or speed up or slow down and do it and show it in different methods, is it allows you to tell the story of this work it looks instinctive, but these guys have practiced this game to the level that the techniques that they've learned are learned to the level what they're reacting to the level of instinct, but it's actually learned behavior, just like with musicians where they practice all these patterns and scales and licks and lines, and it shows up in their playing later, but it's really based on really working hard on minutia that gets absorbed into a level becomes secondhand.
Well, hey, after watching your videos, we have some work to do to catch what you're putting out. So thanks for giving us something to chase, Matt. But that's quick word on Coach Paint there. We appreciate you taking a moment to talk about that too, Matt.
American Football Stories is brought to you by Coach Paint. Coach Paint is a great tool that allows us to add graphics to player highlight clips similar to the graphics you see on TV. Coach Paint offers the ability to clearly tell a straight video while increasing retention of information in a shorter amount of time. Up your game with Coach Paint today.